Hello everyone, I'm Marieanne, the Artsie Crafter. Welcome to my channel. You ever had one of those days, one of those days when everything seems to be working against you? Well, I'm having one of those days. So I was getting some things ready, some documents ready, because I've got some things to do tomorrow. And so I thought I better get everything ready so I don't lose anything, and I'll have everything there ready to go when I go out. And in the process, I lost one of the documents. I don't know how I did it. It was there on the sofa with everything else. So I don't know what happened. I spent half an hour searching the living room, and I even flipped the sofa up, and I saw lots of scraps and fluff and all that sort of thing. So I thought, well, I'll vacuum all that up, and that will give me a chance to settle down and regroup my thoughts and my energy. So once I did that and flipped it over, I then decided maybe search a bit more, and I ended up finding the document that slid down beside my cushion on the sofa. I don't know how it got there, but that's where it was, and it didn't fall down underneath. So I found it, so that was good. And I've had a morning like that, things disappearing and going wrong. But anyway, once I phoned my husband and he settled me down, I was fine after that. So after a cup of coffee, I decided I'm going to spend the rest of the day sitting down and working in my journal. So that's what we're going to do today. And to continue on from the other day, where I'm going to do 3 flip outs using one template. And I'll show you what we did with the first one. If I can find it again. Here we go. This one here, we used an envelope, and I did it side on, and I put a panel on the front, and I made this a pocket up here, a top loading pocket. And with this envelope, the pocket is at the side. And then I did a background doing, instead of scraps of paper, I used I used some ribbon and some lace to make a frame for the background. So that's there. And then I used my cut off pieces of paper, different decorative pieces of paper, and tore them up and collaged them on this side of the envelope. And then I got one of those DIY doilies that we made in a video a while ago, and I made that into a pocket and added those embellishments on the front. So that's that one. So continuing with that theme, today I'm going to be using this envelope here, and I've already gone ahead and prepared the page. I put on a bit of a background, stencil on a background onto this avocado dyed paper, and I went ahead and I sprayed some coffee dye on here and inked around the edges. I'm going to be attaching this like this onto the page, and this will be a flip out with the 2 top pockets. But I'm not going to stop there with the flip outs. I've decided I'm going to add some more flip outs here and create some more pockets. And this one here will be attached to the back of the envelope that way, and this one, because this will be over like that, it'll be sitting on the front. I'm going to glue that on there to attach this flip out here. So I'll have 2 flip outs, and you've got these little panels, and they'll open up like this. And so before I'm going to do that, I want to do a tie. So I've got 2 pieces of ribbon here, and I'm going to attach some ribbon to the back and ribbon to the front underneath those flaps, and have a tie there. So once I've attached this, I'll put that ribbon on there, and that will be a tie to keep it all closed, because it's going to end up being a bit chunky. So while I'm at that, I'll show you on the front here. Before I attach this front flip out, I'm going to be adding a piece of fabric here. I've got it all ready. I'm going to sew on this piece of cotton, and then I'm going to sew on this panel and this little image there. So that will be the front panel. and of course this ribbon will go underneath all that, so I'll glue that on, and then I can attach that to this front panel. So I will go ahead and do all that, and then I'll come back and show you where we're up to. Okay, I'm back, and I forgot to glue the ribbon to the panel before I sewed the panels on, so I decided to make it part of the decoration. So I just glued it onto the front, and I've gone ahead and glued it onto the back of this side of the envelope. So hopefully that'll all work out. I want to encourage the edges of this cotton panel to fray. So for now we'll just get on with attaching this front one to the front of the envelope here. So I'll glue that down, and I'll glue this one onto the back. And I just realized one fault. I should have glued this on. I'll be able to pull this back, still wet, thank goodness, and glue this panel onto the back of this side of the envelope. So I'll go ahead and do that, and we can move on to the next step. There you go, the panels are glued on either side, and we flip that over so they will tie up nicely. And that's the front panel, just to show you again. And then we'll open these flaps up, and I'm going to cover the whole lot except for these ones here. Treat them separately. And here, to carry on with the theme of collaging papers, here I'm going to be using some book page. So I'll tear that out and I'll cover this entire panel. One thing that the benefit of this will be that it will cover these edges here and just reinforce these joins where the panel, this flip out panel, has joined onto the envelope. So I'll go ahead and I'll tear these out and I'll glue them down. That will cover this whole area completely, so you don't need to watch me doing that laborious step. So I'll go and do that step, and I'll come back and we'll get on with the next step after that. There's our long line of panel, inside panel, and I inked the edges, and I started from each end. I had a straight edge from each end, and I just worked my way to the middle. And so this is the middle, and so you can go along and redo all these flip out edges here, all those seams. There we go, just on this side. So the next next thing we're going to do is, I've got some of this paper that I stenciled on. I just painted a background with coffee dyed paper and some coloured watercolour, and then I stenciled on the top with some ink. So I'm going to be making pockets on here, along here, and then on top of the pockets I'm going to be adding these panels, one for each side for the middle one, and then on the ends I'm going to put what am I going to put? I think I'm going to put these on here. For some journaling space. I think I'm doing that. Because we've got these panels in here as well. I think that's what I was going to do. And then these can be side pockets. So you have two pockets here, top pockets, and then side pockets, but I'll see. So I'll be adding these two pockets here because these will be pockets on their own. So I'll go ahead and do that, make the pockets, and then we'll come back and I'll show you what the next step is. Okay, I'm just gluing on this second pocket. I had to ink these edges here so I knew where to put the pockets. So I didn't put them over the creases. So they just test them out there, right? It looks pretty good. They all close up. It's good to just test to make sure everything still closes up when you're doing these pull-outs or flip-outs. So now we've got 2 top pockets here, and we've got 2 double pockets, 2 up here and 2 up here. And it's just a matter of putting these on here. I've already cut them out, inked them to put on there, so I'll go ahead and do those. And I'm going to be inking on all 3 edges and leaving the side open, so that's a side pocket there. So I'll do that now. There we go, we've finished on the inside. We've put all our little pockets on, and then it's just a matter of these pockets here, these panels here. And for the inside here, I got these, and like that. And then on the other side, I picked out this one and with that one, and it just gives you a little bit of journaling space there. And then we just have the front to do, and we can attach it to our page. And then finish off the page, because I've got something I want to add to the top here, so we'll be doing that last. So I'll go ahead and glue these on. I'll show you what I'm going to be doing for these front panels here. I'm going to be cutting this out and putting this paper on the front here. So I'll go ahead and do all that and come back, and I'll show you what the next step is. There's all our panels in, and I'll just give you a quick flip through. So that's the inside again, and put those out, and then that's that side, and that's that side. I didn't make these into pockets because I think it's bulky. By the time you add everything into your pockets, it's going to be quite bulky, and then that closes over like that. So it's good to have that tie there to keep it all together. And so to finish this off, I've cut these out, and I want to put them here just to give a pretty edge here. And I tried to cut the lace out so these little what do you call them? The little scrolls match up. So I can. That's where I'm going to be gluing, and I'm going to mark just so I know where to put ribbon. There we go. So that will be attached to the page like that on there. But before I do all that, I'll do that last. I just want to add something decorative to the top there, and so I'm going to cut these up or out, whatever way you want to say it, and I'm going to put them together like that somehow as a border, and I don't want it to be coming down too far to interfere with my fold out, so I might have it and I want to be able to see the whole 3 panels like that, and something like that, I think. So I'll just glue these down as they are, and I'll attach them to the page. Okay, there we go, and I'll just check that it's I've done it right. So it's square onto the page. Yes, it looks fine. And before I attach it, I'm going to put I had some lace here. This just ties it in with this little flip outs, and I'll put an edge like that there. So I'll get my glue mat back and stick to the panel, not my fingers. I always find that metal helps it to attach more than my fingers without it sticking to the metal. Seems to work that way. Okay, then I want to add a little bit more to the top, so I've made it a little cluster with a little ticket that I found in my stash. I haven't used any of these tickets, and it's hard to know which way those flowers should go up, but they could go any way, but I might do it that way. And I'll put it on the edge there, and then I've got a little butterfly, but I don't know which one to use. I could have that one there, little pink butterfly. I'll show you what it looks like on the page. So that's going to be up the top there, and I could have a pink butterfly like that, or this is one that I made in that tutorial about the watercolor butterflies. If you haven't seen that, I'll leave a link in the description box below. So there's that one. It's hard to see properly with this glary light of mine, but I might, because there's a lot of pink in here, I might use the plainer one. I think there's enough pink. I think I've used enough pink in the background, and it might match the colors in this picture here, the little cottage. So that's my idea of using that one instead of the pink one, I think. So I will glue this down, put the lid on my glue, and glue this panel down. And I'll glue this one on. And I put that on an angle. Looks a bit boring straight on. So that's that. And then I'm going to use fabric glue to glue this on because it's a lot stronger. Just going to blend it out at the edges there with my finger tool. Yeah, wipe it off, the excess off the tissue. Okay, and I'll have it not quite centered. I like to keep it away from the spine so that it kind of reduces the bulk in your spine so that your journal will hopefully close up better when you finish working in it. And open this up, make sure that that back panel glues down firmly. Sometimes it's easy, it's handy if you can turn this over and work from the back side, because there's not as much bulk on this side. You're closer to where the glue is on that panel, so you can press it down more firmly. Just little things like this helps. Anything can help to get that glue to glue down, and that should be good enough, I think. So let's have a look of what we've created today. So I'll give you a close-up look of this one. Yeah. Didn't realize my camera was so close. There's that, and then you open up, and that's the inside, and then we open it up this way, either side, and then finally this way. So you've got lots of pockets in this one. There's about there's 1, 2 on either side, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. Yeah, there's none here. There's 6 pockets altogether in this one. So that's quite a bit, isn't it? And all that's left to do is to tie this up, the pretty bow. I won't fuss around with it too much because I think you've seen bows being tied before. So there. That's all we are going to be doing with this page today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will finish doing this bow later on after I finish the video. But for now, I wish everyone a happy crafty day, and in the next one, where's my envelope? In the next video, we'll be doing the last page using this envelope. So I think I might be using it this way, this next with this next one in the last little video of this series, and using making 3 pages using the one template. So that's that. So for now, wish everyone, if I haven't, I probably have, wish everyone a happy crafty day, and I'll see you very soon in the next video. Bye everyone.